Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Kaylan Alex. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe. And if you're returning, thank you so much for tuning in. So, as you can tell, fall is pretty much here. This is like the first day that I've actually felt cool weather outside, which is like, what is October? And I'm already feeling cool air. Okay, we'll take it. So I wanted to bring you guys or share with you some of my favorite or like best options, in my opinion, recommendations for the fall in terms of shoes. These are shoes that honestly I have been seeing a lot. And when I did my little research just to like confirm what I've been seeing, a lot of these checked out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video. So the first one, since fall is upon us, of course I'm gonna mention boots. Now specifically what I like to consider panta boots or boots that look like pants. For instance, the Givenchy Shark Lock boots. Now these boots do their thing every single time. Like every fall, winter, you're gonna see Shark Lock boots. They have been consistent. I would even venture to say this is like a classic. You cannot go wrong with this boot. I have the low version because at the time they didn't have the wide calf of the tall one, but now they have come out with the wide calf for the tall ones. I'm like, yep, I need to get those. I love these boots so much. I feel like they're the perfect like edgy boot to wear with a casual outfit. Sometimes you can wear it with like a dressy outfit, maybe like a skirt or something like that. But this boot is more casual in my opinion. However, it's still like top tier for me. And I've been seeing a few brands come out with like their version of this boot. This other like I guess option would be the Alexander McQueen ones. Oh my goodness. When I seen this boot probably like last month or so, I was like, I don't know. This one may be giving Givenchy a little run for their money. Obviously, these are two totally like different styles, but similar in the same way. They have that pants style look where the boot comes up and it kind of covers the heel a little bit. However, the Givenchy boot is more of a wedge, whereas the Alexander McQueen boot is like a stiletto heel. I love them both, and they're very similar vibes, so I don't know, and they're around the same price point. So these boots are very similar but very different. Obviously, the Givenchy one is more of a wedge heel. The heel is more covered, whereas the Alexander McQueen boot is more of a stiletto heel, but you still get that covered like pants style from the front. Now, obviously, I've leaned more towards the Givenchy boot just because it's been a little bit long-standing, but the Alexander McQueen I wouldn't be sad about in my collection because they kind of serve different purposes. And like I mentioned before, this particular new version of the Shark Lock boots, I was not initially like there for it. That lock on the side just gave me like, I don't know, big country lock vibes. It just was not doing it for me. I prefer and still do really prefer the older version, but of course the newer version has worn on me and has grown on me, and I'm like, okay, coming around to it, I can see myself wearing it a little bit better, and there's no going back. So there's no way I can get the wide calf in the older version. Like, it's just not happening without getting it altered, and I'm not trying to do that. So I've come around to the new version and warmed up to it. So this is definitely one that I got my eye on. I'm just trying to like fight the urge to just go ahead and do it. But I honestly, I'm feeling like they're going to be in my closet sooner rather than later. Now, an alternative for this style of boot would be the infamous, or lately infamous, I don't know if we could consider it infamous, but the Zara version of this boot, which has a stiletto heel that is more covered. So it's kind of like a fusion between both of these boots. Urban Revivo also has a version of this, but it has like a split front. I don't know, I've been seeing these ads on my page a lot, maybe because I've been clicking on boots and clicking on this style of boot. But Instagram, count your days, because how are you tracking me this much to know exactly what to filter to my page? It's crazy. But yeah, I've been seeing these boots a lot, and I was like, oh my goodness, everybody seems like they've come with their own version of this style, and it's not anything new. We've seen alternatives for the Givenchy Shark-like boot since forever, right? But I feel like I've been seeing them more lately. So this is definitely a style that I see being more talked about, more worn coming up this fall winter season, and honestly, I'm not mad about it. I love that. I love that for us. So then moving on, I have on my list pumps, and not just like any pumps, pointy, sleek, mid to low heel pumps. I feel like we have come into a time where we are like putting our best foot forward, and we're kind of more into a time where we're being a little bit more elevated when it comes to dressing up. A lot of people have gone back into the office, so this style I feel like is perfect for right now. Not also because of every people's day-to-day lives, but it's also a style of shoe that can be day to night, and I just love that, especially with like a mid-size or low heel. It is perfect day to night. This also gives you the option that if you're wearing like a more casual outfit and you put on a little bit of a heel, it makes the outfit look more elevated. It makes it look like you tried a little bit more, right? So I just love this, and plus they're so comfortable, so it's easy to wear all day, this style of heel, and it just goes with so much. I've always been a fan of pointy toe shoes. That's been my go-to like since forever. So I just love that now they're getting the appreciation that they really deserve. And honestly, it's a classic shoe. It's always gotten like that love, but I feel like with the way times are rolling, we're seeing it be more trending, just because we've come out of a situation where we were only wearing house slippers and sneakers. So now we're being a little bit more dressed up. It's the perfect time to bring out those shoes. And this is probably my favorite kind of shoe because I feel like it matches my personal style a little bit more. I love a pointy toe pump, specifically like that mid-size heel, that Dior style. I told you guys I have them in like 4 different styles and colorways, so it's definitely a go-to for me. And then I've been seeing red a lot, so I'm seeing also that may be the color of the season, or will be the color of the season. So a red pump, number one, is classic. It is 10 out of 10 classic, and the fact that it is now trending, it's like we're seeing these trends come back around, and I wouldn't even say they're trends. We're just seeing the classics become more to the front. I don't really know how to describe it, but a red pump you could never go wrong with. And now we're seeing that again come back to the forefront. So I just love that. The next style of heel I have are wedges. Now this one, I'm a little indifferent by it because I'm not really a huge wedge person. I've never been, even when they were the it shoes. I don't know, I just feel like the way that we seen them back in the day kind of scarred me. To me, they look very unserious. I don't know. I've never been a wedge person. But what's different now is we're seeing a more re-imaged version of wedge. So we're seeing like a little cutout or some type of design that makes it not like those cork, I call them cork, but like espadrille style heels and wedges that we used to see way back then. It's not like early 2000s vibes. We're seeing a new 2023, 24 futuristic, more, fashion forward style of the heel. And honestly, I'm not mad at it because I like something that's a little bit different, a little bit extra, and that is what they're doing with wedges. So I'm still not all in, like full throttle into the wedges coming back, but I've seen some that I'm like, okay, I can do that. For instance, like I said, the Givenchy Shark-Lock boot is like a wedge heel, but it's like covered and you can't see it, but it is a wedge. And generally, wedges are a little bit more comfortable than like a stiletto heel. naturally have a balance of your weight, and it's just easier to walk on. We've seen this design with like that spiral shoe. I cannot think of who makes the shoe. Bottega has their take on the wedge that looks like a sandal, and then you got the little cutout. The same with the Attico. I love these boots and this pump. I just love this version of that shoe. So we're seeing wedges come back in a way like this, and I'm not mad at this style because, like I said, it's way different than what we used to see back in the early 2000s with the cork style sandal and espadrille style that I was not a fan of. So we can keep that back in time, and we can come with the the re-imaged version of this style of shoe, and I'm not too mad about it. So I'm liking the way that we're seeing fashion move and be a little bit more out there, a little bit more daring, and I don't know, it's like a fresh take on it. I'm not mad at where fashion is going these days because I feel like we need something new always. Although there's nothing new under the sun, and we're seeing these things come back around. I like the new spin on things, if that makes sense. So switching gears, I have what they are calling the house slipper, or like the mule slide version of shoes. I've mentioned these also with the Prada Sabat mules, the Gucci horsebit mules. Those type of shoes we'll see a lot more. I feel like they give that fuse between comfort but elevated, especially with the Gucci horsebit style shoe or the Princeton, style mule, because you have something that is casual that you can wear with jeans, but you can also put your slacks on and wear them to the office. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad about this shoe at all, or this style of shoe. Honestly, this one I wouldn't really consider this or really any of these shoes trends. I just feel like they're trending now, or becoming more like to the forefront. But these are definitely, I feel like, classics. All of these shoes, right? So this particular house shoe or house slipper is one that looks like it should only be worn in the house. But like I said, you can definitely wear this to the office. You can definitely wear this to the movies or to the mall. I just love this play on like a house shoe. And like I've always mentioned, it doesn't really get cold or like freezing here. So these type of mules are perfect for me because it's like a closed toe shoe, but it's like easy. I can, just get up and go type of shoe, and I can wear it with so many different things. So I love this style of shoe. This is another one that I have on my hit list. So this one I would consider year round for me, and I would get a lot of use out of it. And I do have the Princeton mules with the fur, but I need them without the fur, right? Because, when I'm going, like if I'm on a business mission, I don't want to wear fur to the meeting. So this type of mule is perfect for that. This is also a style of shoe that could go from the workplace to happy hour, right? Because of the style and the nature of it, this is definitely something you can wear to work and go to happy hour afterwards. And then last on the list are ballet flats. Now this one, honestly, I didn't see coming. I did not see ballet flats coming back and making a comeback in the way that they are doing. And honestly, this is one of the ones that I feel like hasn't been re-imaged. We're not really seeing a different take on this shoe. We're seeing the classic ballet flats, some with the straps like the Miu Miu version, or different versions of this shoe. Valentino, I have a Louis Vuitton one, but they're now coming back and being worn like an everyday shoe. And honestly, I'm not mad at it because, like I said, this is another one that isn't necessarily a trend because we've always had ballet flats. I just feel like they're more in the forefront now, and they're more acceptable to wearing them, to being seen in them. Because I feel like before, specifically right now, we would see ballet flats worn, and it's kind of like, maybe that person just wanted comfort, and they don't really care about what's trending right now. But it's like they're trending now. I don't know how to describe it. This list is weird to me because I feel like I've lived to see these items pop and then now they're coming back. I don't know. It's weird to me. I don't know how to explain it. But Ballet Flats are doing their thing. This is another one that the ones that I have, I feel like I'm okay with. I'm not a huge fan of like the Mule versions with the strap, like literally look like ballet flats. I'm not necessarily a fan of those. I don't feel like they fit my personal style. However, I have been tempted to just try them on to see what kind of inspiration I get from wearing them and if they would actually, fit into my style and just I'm not giving them a chance. You know what I mean? So I am okay with skipping out on things that are trending now because not everything is my personal style. But when it is, I'm going to indulge. And when it is something that I've always wanted, I like to go for it hard when the trends. So when the trend is over, I have all of my favorite items in all of my favorite colorways. So I'm not mad at these things that are trending and that are coming back around. It's like nostalgia, really. So guys, that is going to be the end of this list for me, end of my recommendations. These are some of the items that I feel like I am most excited about and that we'll see a whole lot more this fall, winter season. Let me know in the comments if some of these are your favorites or what are your favorites that maybe I didn't mention. So that is going to be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a nice comment. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I post again, and I will see you in the next video.